Incredible. Well, Eliza, it's called Regarding My Lovers, and it's out there everywhere, wherever comedy and music is sold, I would imagine.
Before you do, you must take heed of my words today.
Eliza,
Scott Aukerman.
What are, your voice sounds very different.
No, that wasn't me. I thought that was you.
That was not me, no.
It is I, Grax, Eater of Worlds. My name reverberates through the souls of every living thing in your universe. I have always been, and I always will be. And I'm sorry. I'm here to say I'm sorry. Is it okay if I do so in the middle of the promotion of your album?
I think that's another thing you may have to apologize for, but
I'm new to this, and so I will make mistakes along the way, but I ask that you be patient with me.
Eliza, I'm sorry. I think someone Zoom bombed us.
Oh,
here.
I think it's okay. I was
I did not Zoom bomb you. I have watched you always, and I shall watch you always. I am one with the universe, and I have been here, and I always will be here.
What did you say your name is, sir?
Grax.
Are you a sir?
I do not have a gender.
I beg your pardon. How shall I address you? Just as what did you say it was? Grax?
Please refer to me as Grax.
What are your pronouns?
Grax the Merciless. I am all?
Okay,
I
so
am
all
all.
of them?
Okay.
I guess all is.
So
yes.
if I were to say all / everybody?
Yes.
So everybody. Grax, did you say Grax the Merciless?
Some call me that, some call me Grax the Decimator, World Eater, Eater of Worlds.
World Eater. Wait,
yes.
You're not here to eat this world, are you?
I would not eat this world if you guys don't want me to.
What are you apologizing for?
I have consumed numerous worlds in order to exist.
I see. So
it is my sustenance. Yes.
You're like a planet eater in a way.
Yes.
How many bites is a normal planet?
Ooh,
depends. Yeah. Depends on. Am I alone? Am I eating with other world eaters?
Oh,
then I will.
Do you eat on dates? Is that the sort of situation?
Is it family night sometimes where everyone shares?
You like take a world eater out and get to know her or something?
It's been so long since I've been on a date because I've been so focused on. No,
we have barely gotten to your major details, and now we're taking a sidetrack into you're lonely.
Well, I don't know if it is a sidetrack.
That sounds like that might be the main track here.
I'm so focused on the consumption of other worlds and realms because I am ultimately very lonely and all alone.
So you are a cosmic being. Where do you reside? Somewhere in the universe?
I am everywhere.
You're everything.
Everywhere as far as you can conceptualize. I have infinite hold over time and space.
I see.
Ooh.
So our tiny human brains, I don't know whether you're calling them that or maybe that's just my characterization.
I didn't say that. Okay. I didn't say that.
Okay. So we can barely conceive of your very existence.
Yes.
And you've consumed many worlds. Any ones that we would know? I mean, we have the planets that we know. Of course, there's Mars and Venus and Mercury.
Keep going.
Jupiter.
Keep going.
And Saturn. And
okay.
Uranus?
I've heard of Saturn. I have heard
You've
of
heard
Saturn.
of Saturn? It's got all these lovely rings on it.
Yes, that's why it's the rings are known over all galaxies.
Are those like onion rings to you?
Oh yes, and I the problem with the planet with rings is I cannot consume a single ring. I must consume all rings.
Sure. Yeah, once you pop, you can't stop.
What's the most famous planet that you've eaten?
Oh, probably Cantu.
Where was this located?
In the Zero Sector.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it depends on exactly what you consider the Zero Sector.
Is that an offensive name, the Zero Sector? I've known it as the Zero Sector.
Well,
Grax,
you know it as what?
Canceled.
It was Zero Heights before.
Zero heights. Okay.
Grax, Eater of Worlds, do you have cancel culture where you're from? Is it as big of a threat to society there?
I have so few interactions with other world eaters that I don't know if it is something that they are talking about. But I'm not here. I'm not worried about what other world eaters think. I've just done some work on myself, and now I've decided that I need to stop.
How many world eaters are there? Because you're the only one that I've ever heard of. I mean, I don't think Earth has ever been threatened to be eaten by anyone, as far as I know.
You're very lucky then.
It feels like you couldn't possibly sustain a ton of world eaters, right? I mean, there's only so many worlds.
Well, I mean, how many dimensions are there? I know there must be another dimension. Another dimension?
Another dimension?
Another dimension?
Another dimension.
Another dimension. I mean, is this dimensional or is this other galaxies? What? How many worlds have you actually eaten?
Oh, I mean, to go through it would take the rest of what in your time would be a long amount of time, but for me would be
like 45 minutes?
At least.
Oof. That's too much.
Yes.
So for you, who cares about 45 minutes because you've been alive for eons?
Yes. For me, this is already over and it has not yet begun.
Feels kind of like that for me
sense.
as well. I have to say. So you've eaten a lot of planets. That's safe to say. I mean, a 45-minute long list, that would be way too many for us to listen to.
Could we circle back? If you are familiar with Cantu, do you are you an emissary of Cantu, or do you know any of the? Maybe there were some refugees that were able to escape before I had finished eating it.
Any Cantuians? Is that what we would call them? Cantunans? I mean, we call Earth people Earthlings, which, lings is hardly ever added to the end of a word. Earthlings is the only one that I can really think of.
I didn't spend time there because I devoured it, but I called them Cantuti Patooties, but I don't know if that's what they call themselves.
That's so cute. I mean, did they enjoy that right before you ate them all?
That must have made it hard.
No, it made it more fun for me because I felt like I was having a light snack and not absorbing the souls of an entire world.
So you absorbed their souls?
Yes.
Okay, so that's part of it. So it's not
I transform them into energy, and I'm not just eating them just to be me. I need it.
No,
I
know, but
plants.
I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is it's there's a difference between just killing someone or something and literally transforming their souls into energy, thereby diverting their souls from going to their final resting places, because their final resting place is now your stomach.
Yes, well, I don't think it's a bad place to be necessarily.
So, like, if you were to eat us, we would not go to heaven or hell. We would be just kicking around in your tum-tum?
You'd be transformed into energy, and then you would go with me on my many adventures. Doesn't that sound great?
Oh, you have adventures also?
Okay, I don't want to oversell the idea of...
No, I mean,
because I feel
great.
weird when I talk about myself, but I do a lot of floating through space, putting gods in prisons.
Putting gods in prison?
I visit, yes.
Well, what kind of gods? Like the god? Do you know the God who created us, Jesus Christ? Have you ever heard of him? And if not, I have some literature for you.
I know him. I missed him.
You know him? Like you know him?
Yes, he was alive for such a short amount of time. I didn't get to really.
That was the 45
do
minutes
anything with him.
of BC.
Yes, I had a dentist appointment during the 33 Earth years of Christ's life.
Well, I got to be honest. I kind of was assuming that you were some sort of gaseous or theoretical being, and now it's really sounding like you are physical. You got teeth. You have a stomach. You're just a real big dude.
Yeah. Do you have a small intestine? Do you have a large intestine?
I have both.
Do you have an anus?
What do you?
I do.
Are you furry? Are you fuzzy? Are you fuzzy?
To you, I would appear to be made of wood.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of humans I've interacted with before are disappointed because I'm just big and I'm made of wood.
So like a pre-human Pinocchio. I don't know if you know who Pinocchio is.
No, I know Pinocchio, yes.
You know Pinocchio and Jesus?
Pinocchio is a story that exists beyond realms.
Really?
Whoa!
Every galaxy I've encountered has their own version of Pinocchio, but a different body part grows, depending on where you are.
Are they all named Pinocchio?
It's always Pinocchio.
Oh, okay.
Italy and Italian culture exists in every galaxy.
Really? So spaghetti, fettuccine.
Spaghetti, meatballs, yes.
Cool.
Spaghetti, meatballs, etc.
I clearly know a lot about Italian culture.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, those are and The Sopranos, right?
So you have everything that a male body has. Do you have a penis? Do you said you have an anus? Do you have a
Women have anuses too.
Sure.
Okay.
So I guess my question is, it's been so long since you've had a date. Do you have sexual organs that you could mate with another being such as yourself?
Well, have you ever seen one of the smaller cans of ginger ale?
Well, let me think of all the cans of ginger ale I've seen. There's the standard 12 ounce.
Because I've said this to humans before. I've said that my penis resembles a Coke can, but I must again apologize and correct. It is not a standard soda can. It's one of the smaller ones when you don't.
So everyone gets really excited when they hear a penis like a Coke can, but it's one of the small ones.
Yeah,
mini can.
So who was the last person you dated? Was it a person or a galactic being such as
the
you?
last person I dated was Kairos, the Overseer. Kairos is watching all at all times to make sure the order of the universe remains intact, and so we interacted quite frequently, and then eventually I asked Kairos if they wanted to devour a world with me, and they said, I don't really do that, but I'll go with you when you go to devour a world. And I thought it was good. I enjoyed having company during this time, and I tried to then engage with Kairos again, but they seemed not interested in either watching me devour another world or joining me. And I mean, I feel so bad, Eliza, for interrupting the promotion of your album.
This is fascinating.
If you have any advice, or if Scott Aukerman has any advice.
I'm wondering, did you ask, it's Kairos was the name?
Yes, Kairos, the Overseer.
Kairos, the Overseer, which, I mean, the name alone, I'm going to guess maybe a little bit of control issues. But it sounds like Kairos was willing to do the stuff that you like doing. Did you ask Kairos what Kairos likes doing and maybe do that on a date?
I have made a grave mistake.
Maybe you could go oversee something with her.
Yeah. Yeah, what if you oversaw some things together, or like
floating stoically in space and watching all time unfold
at all times?
I just don't know if I see myself doing that, long term.
Yeah, so you want someone to come to your level, but you're not willing to meet them at their level.
That's not true, Scott Aukerman.
Please don't eat me.
I will devour you.
Don't devour me. Wait, did you devour Kairos after she turned you down?
No. No.
You're lying right now.
Yeah.
I know. I will say, I know it sounded like the way I said no, it sounded like I was lying.
It's just your tone of voice.
But no, I'm very defensive. I'm not used to being on my heels and told that I'm doing things wrong. And so.
Well, that's part of it. You're apologizing right now to us, even though you haven't eaten us. Are you hoping the message goes out to the people? I mean, it sounds like everyone that you should be apologizing to is inside your body right now and unable to hear these words.
Yeah, it sounds like the person that needs the message is inside you.
Literally. In your anus, in your lower intestine.
Why are you so focused on my anus?
Yeah, it is a
What do you need one for?
Well, if they're gonna eat,
But are you shitting out people?
I would say that on average, 85% of all beings in all known universes have an anus. So, do I need an anus? No, but if I'm going to present myself to a being, I want to make them comfortable. So
what are you showing your anus to them within the first 2 minutes?
I say I'm just like you.
Oh, wow.
And I lull them into a sense of security, and then usually I begin pulverizing their world into a nutritious cosmic slurry for myself. But
are you done with eating worlds now, or
what I'm trying? No, unfortunately, I can't be. I'm trying to make the worlds last longer, so I'm drinking more water so that I'm less hungry.
That's all it takes is just water?
Yes, if I drink.
Does it kind of make the worlds expand inside you?
Yes, and then I am less hungry.
Please don't take your big giant galactic straw and drink out of our oceans.
No,
because we need these.
I brought my own water today.
Okay, well, look, Grax, we need to take a break here. Do you want to stick around? Because look, we have another guest who
I have no option.
Works with animals, and perhaps he needs an apology from you. Don't know whether he's ever come across you, but you can stick around here through the break and come out on the other side.
Stick around, I shall.
I've noticed that you only occasionally use that sort of sentence structure, like once when you were introduced and once right now. Is that unusual for you, or?
Do not defy me, Scott Aukerman.
Please don't eat me,
please. Any incongruous behaviors.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Or I will consume you in your world.
No, I mean, just consume me if you're going to do that.
Is it too? I'm sorry. That was very aggressive. I am in a place of discomfort.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we will have a person who works with animals. That's very exciting. We'll also have Eliza Skinner, who has an animal right behind her. And we'll have more from Grax, Eater of Worlds. We'll be right back with more Comedy Bang Bang after this. Comedy Bang Bang, we're back here. We have Eliza Skinner. Regarding My Lovers is the CD. 15 tracks from what I'm told, 5 of which are music, 10 are comedy. That's not confusing at all. Probably when you're listening to it as a listening experience. Is it one of these things where at the end of the comedy part, you give instructions to people and say, okay, now the stand-up is done and now we're going to listen to music?
Yes. Yeah. I go, forget about it. Forget about the stand-up. That's over. That's over. Don't even think about it anymore. Now turn to the page in the accompanying book that has the music instructions.
We also have Grax, Eater of Worlds, who is on some sort of, I guess you're on an apology tour? Is that what you're doing? Are you going to every planet and apologizing?
Yes.
How's that been going?
It's a lot. I feel like it'll be worth doing in the end.
I've noticed that you tend to answer questions like you're under oath, with the most minimal. I say, have you been doing something? And you just say yes. And then it forces a follow-up of like, okay, well, what's that like?
It's because time works so differently for me. So I just want to try and explain things in a way that will be understandable to you.
I understand.
I got to say, to me, it's coming across like you don't think we'll be able to understand what you're saying if you don't kind of dumb it down for us.
Oh, really? Oh, I don't want to come across that way. Oh, man. This is the old Grax, and I am trying to be honest, to do better than this.
It sounds to me like you're Grax-splaining.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you're assuming that we don't have experience with Grax, and you don't know that about us.
I did not realize that you felt this way, and I am sorry that you felt this way.
You're getting... Your shoulders, those wooden shoulders are rising up. You're getting very defensive. I can see.
I hear what you're saying, and I am going
your
to
furrowed wooden brow.
Because I am so hungry.
Gritted wooden teeth.
I'm hungry. Okay.
Don't eat us.
It's hard for me to just drink oceans of water and not eat a world. I'm in a new world. It smells good here. and I just...
This is like that. We have this Snickers commercial here on Earth.
I am familiar.
Oh, the Danny DeVito one?
Yes. I am a real Danny DeVito right now.
What's your favorite Danny DeVito project, if I could ask?
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
It's good, right?
Yes.
No Batman Returns, but yeah.
Even for someone like me, who has existed for all time, Danny DeVito has had a long career. In a way where I look at it and go, wow, this guy just keeps making quality stuff. And he's so interesting, but he really found his niche, and you can tell that he's classically trained. I've heard he's great to work with.
Well, I would say remember that when you are considering eating our planet.
Yeah, he's here on Earth, so, Danny DeVito projects will come to an end if you eat this world.
It would be very simple for me to safely place Danny DeVito into Zenlar, the God prison. Yes, or in my anus. Those are the two places. If I want to eat a world but preserve one being on the world, I put them in my anus or on Zenlar, the God prison.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now I see that Scott was really onto something with all the anus questions. That sounds like where the action is.
Yeah.
I didn't mean it, like that, but yeah.
Is it exit only?
No, certainly not.
Okay, so you're taking stuff up there.
Yes.
Okay, great. All right. Well, by the way, that's another one of your...
Clearly, I have taken countless beings up my anus to
single word
save them from destruction.
Do they stay up there forever, or do you safely place them?
Yes, for them it will feel like forever.
Wow.
Many of them perish before I can get them, which is why I'm still not wanting to destroy your world, because Danny DeVito seems strong, but I don't know.
He can survive
if he'll be able to survive eons inside
milk
my
chocolatey
anus.
walls of your anus.
Why would you assume it's milk chocolatey?
I don't know. But look, so many questions about Uranus, which is another one that you could eat instead of Earth. But we do have to get to our next guest. And he is the person who works with animals.